Have you ever noticed how silence can be louder than words? The kind of silence that doesn't just fill the room, it fills your mind. It's the sound that comes after the last argument, the last message, the last goodbye. That silence is not empty. It's full of answers you weren't ready to hear. You start to realize people don't leave all at once. They fade, piece by piece, until one day you wake up and understand you were the only one still fighting for a connection that had already died. And in that moment of stillness, you meet someone new, yourself. We spend so much of our lives trying to belong, to be understood, to be loved in the way we imagine love should feel. But there comes a day when you stop chasing, not because you've given up, but because you've finally seen the truth. Peace is worth more than attention. Loneliness isn't the absence of people, it's the absence of connection. You can sit in a room full of voices and still feel invisible. The human mind is wired to fear isolation. It whispers that we're not enough unless someone else chooses us. But here's the hidden truth. Loneliness is not your enemy, it's your teacher. It teaches you the difference between company and connection, between attention and affection, between being wanted and being valued. The people who once made you feel whole will one day become the reason you learn to stand alone. You will learn that no one can truly abandon you, because no one ever truly owns you. Pain will test you, silence will shape you, and solitude will rebuild you. You'll start to see how the world rewards noise, loud opinions, constant motion, endless validation. But real power hides in stillness, the kind of power that doesn't need to prove, doesn't need to explain, doesn't even need to be seen. Since childhood, we're taught that being alone means being broken. That silence is dangerous, that solitude is something to escape from. But what if it's the other way around? What if dependence is the real prison, the invisible chain that keeps you begging for what was never yours to begin with? We chase people to fill the gaps that only self-awareness can fill. We mistake validation for love, distraction for healing, and attention for meaning. But every time you rely on someone to make you feel worthy, you hand them the power to destroy you. Learning to be alone is not about isolation, it's about liberation. It's realizing that your peace doesn't depend on someone staying, it depends on you not breaking when they leave. The world will call you cold, distant, detached, because they can't control what doesn't need them. But that's where the danger begins. Not in anger, not in revenge, but in quiet strength. Because once you master the art of being alone, no one can use loneliness to control you again. It starts quietly, not with noise, not with chaos, but with acceptance. The day you stop asking, why did they leave? And start asking, why was I waiting? That's the day your transformation begins. You start noticing how peace feels more addictive than validation. You realize how silence protects you better than explanations ever did. The same isolation that once broke you now becomes your armor. You begin to rebuild yourself not out of pride, but out of clarity. You learn to sit with your thoughts, to face your fears, and to find power in stillness. Solitude becomes your discipline. You wake up early, not for anyone else, but because the quiet hours belong to you. You no longer crave to be understood. You crave to be at peace. And that's when something strange happens. You stop reacting to what used to trigger you. People sense it. They can't read you anymore. Your silence becomes unpredictable. Because you've learned that real strength isn't about control over others. It's about control over yourself. The silent mind is a dangerous one. Not because it seeks destruction, but because it sees through illusion. The person who doesn't react cannot be manipulated. The one who isn't desperate for validation cannot be controlled. They say nothing, yet their silence speaks louder than the noise of 1,000 empty voices. You begin to understand the psychology of stillness. That observation is more powerful than reaction, and patience is the ultimate form of dominance. The quiet mind doesn't argue, it studies, it adapts, it waits. You realize that most people lose power the moment they try to prove they have it. But when you hold your tongue, when you stop explaining, when you choose calm over chaos, that's when control silently transfers to you. You are no longer part of the noise. You've become the silence that unsettles it. People feel your presence even when you say nothing. And those who once underestimated you start fearing the version of you that no longer needs their approval. But make no mistake, power always comes with a shadow. The same independence that frees you can also harden you. You'll start noticing how it becomes harder to open up, harder to trust, harder to feel. You will confuse peace with emotional numbness. You'll start calling detachment healing, when sometimes it's just fear wearing wisdom's mask. That's the paradox of strength. You build walls to protect yourself and end up imprisoned behind them. You will lose people, not because you push them away, but because they can't meet you at your new level of calm. They will say you've changed, that you've become cold, and they'll be right. Because warmth without boundaries isn't love, it's weakness. You will miss the version of yourself that used to care too much, but you'll never want to go back. Because now you understand what they never did. You can't lose peace for the sake of keeping people. There comes a moment when silence stops feeling empty and starts feeling sacred. That's when you know solitude has turned into strength. You no longer crave to be understood. You observe. You no longer chase validation. You build. You no longer explain your peace. You protect it. You've become something the world can't manipulate, someone who has nothing to prove. People will try to provoke you. They'll question your silence, misread your calm, doubt your kindness. But your reaction, or the lack of it, will unsettle them. Because silence, when owned, becomes power. You start to see how emotional control is the highest form of discipline. The calm person is dangerous because they see everything, but choose what deserves their energy. They are not loud, but their presence demands respect. They are not violent, but their restraint is terrifying. Because when you learn to master your own reactions, you master every situation you enter. The world will misunderstand you, and that's fine. You've outgrown the need to be known. You exist for purpose, not approval. Every insult becomes data. Every silence becomes fuel. Every ending becomes evolution. That's the dangerous calm, when your peace becomes untouchable. The person you were is gone, the one who begged for closure, who over-explained, who tried to save everyone but themselves. That version died the moment you realized your worth doesn't depend on who chooses you. And now you are reborn, not softer but sharper, not colder but clearer. You've learned that solitude isn't loneliness, it's clarity without noise. You've learned that distance isn't rejection, it's protection. And you've learned that being dangerous doesn't mean harming others. It means being untouchable, unreactive, unbreakable. You've become the storm that moves in silence. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer explain, you execute. You no longer seek attention, you command it, not through force, but through presence. And when people look at you now, they can't quite explain it, but they feel it. The danger is not in your words, it's in your calm. The kind of calm that only comes from surviving chaos and choosing peace anyway. So the next time someone wonders why you are quiet, why you don't respond, why you walk alone, let them. Because you've learned the ultimate truth. You are not alone. You are aligned. And that alignment is what makes you dangerous.